I'd like to have a motion to call the meeting to order.
Motion.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gary. Hello.
Good evening, everybody. I was just, unfortunately, Regina's husband had a touch of COVID or has COVID, and Regina's not feeling well, so she's going to be joining us via Zoom. And Ryan Osborne should be here in a few minutes, but I will get started with the mayor's report. Just want to let everybody know that the Suffolk County Water Authority kayak paddleboard racks and the catwalks completed. The only last piece of that project is they're going to put some railings on the steps, which they haven't come back to do, but otherwise it's fully done and operational, and I look forward to people enjoying using it. I have a piping clover update. Basically, we had 10 pairs that were successful, having fledged 20 chicks total. Only one nest failed. There are no longer any pairs nesting nor brooding chicks. A significant amount of the fencing has been removed in the past few weeks, and they will continue to be removed. So hopefully, again, as we, heard out from our residents and we reached out to the people, they try to make as many adjustments as possible to accommodate people. And again, now they'll be removing it. So hopefully everybody will be really happy. We had our cocktails and conversation last month. It went really well. We had a great turnout. And as a result of that, I'm doing what's called Cookout and Conversation, which is going to be Saturday, August 23rd. We're going to be doing it here, probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. We'll send out notices, and we please ask you to RSVP. We also had a movie night last Saturday night. It was well attended. All the parents and kids had fun. We had plenty of popcorn and candy, and the weather was beautiful. It was a starry night. We even had a fireworks show that was unexpected that people got to enjoy, and that went well too. The newly formed planning board will be having their first meeting on August 9th, which is this Saturday at 914 Dune Road, which is Village Hall. We had the first meeting of the Beach and Bay Committee, and Ryan, who's going to be here in a few minutes, was going to be updating us. So I'm just kind of waiting for him on that. So I'll just jump over, just letting everybody know that, we provided the auditors the 24 and 25 financial information they requested to get that audit out of the way, and hopefully we will have that done by September. Brian, you want to give your constable's report if you don't mind?
She's wanted me to look at the computer. If you want to ask somebody from the audience to see what they're seeing, are they seeing us or? Because it doesn't look like she's.
Gina, do you see us, Gina?
Well, now he can't she can't because.
Why is somebody else on
Standing
the
in front.
screen? Why is it?
The
That's
output's
not-
not tracking us, and
Oh.
it's not.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's showing us at
It's
all.
only showing me right there.
Oh, there.
I don't,
Say something over there.
Maybe when you
Well-
move the screen, something happened.
We're
No,
only seeing Robin.
There you go.
You just see Robin.
That's all we
You-
see.
No, you only
because you're
see
not,
me.
because this is not working. It's
The
only,
output's not- I don't know how to get.
It's,
oh,
no, it's got, you're on this, he's right, you're not on this. I don't know, because now the meeting is starting with that one.
Release.
Whoever that is not muted.
You want to mute everybody, please?
Do you want to unplug this and plug it back in to see if it recognizes it? It may get hurt.
I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Gives for
Okay, that's.
sitting there, we can plug it back in.
Your default speaker, audio meeting.
Greatly well. So the owl will now be used.
Now
Did I do
it's
it?
on.
Oh, yes, I see it. We're good now. It's
Okay.
fine. That
Right,
works.
but why do we keep getting, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, but everybody can at least see
And
us.
how, it's gonna, I don't know why there's.
Catherine, it's working now, right? Where you can see people talking, okay.
No, she
Yeah, no, I
can't
can
hear
see-
it.
Yes, we can see everybody now.
Okay,
Are you gonna go
Mute
over?
everyone.
Yeah, because, why not?
thanks, Catherine.
Unmute Gina though.
For the constables report, just to touch on something we brought up before, everybody, please don't leave your keys in your car. Do not leave your keys in your car. It's happening again in the East End where, it just happened not too far from here. Recently, somebody left the keys in the car. They caught the person. It's a long story. It's still kind of going on, but multiple people had left their keys in the car, just so it's still an important thing. Another thing that's just for the entire community to know is Pikes Beach, the town of Southampton has decided to change the regulations for parking there and for using that facility to being 365 days a year. So what that means is usually off season, a lot of residents would have them park their contractors or they park extra cars. Just know that there's a very good chance you're going to get a summons because they are sending the traffic control guy to that beach. And you will get tickets. So we'd like to prevent residents from that. And also, if you need to use the facility, they are going to require a permit for the entire year. So there's no more off-season versus, during the season use. I think that's really it for now. If you want to learn from the crosswalks,
You could discuss that for a second, if you don't.
So there've been a lot of questions about the crosswalks and the signage for the crosswalks and the village consulted a professional engineer. And we are going to be getting signs. It's just a question of how many, if they're gonna be double sided, but they will be up, but there's a process to this. So just everyone needs to understand. I don't know if I'm explaining it.
Well, yeah, we had an engineer look at the crosswalks and there's a couple of issues with some of them, so we're trying to make sure that we can legally put up the signs and they'll be in compliance, so we're working on that with council and with somebody to kind of handle the signs.
Oh, and one more thing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Right.
What would be really helpful is, we've made a lot of observations with these crosswalks over the years, and it's, a lot of people tend to not look like they're crossing. They'll meander, they'll linger near the crosswalk. I think it's really important that you stand physically in the crosswalk and make eye contact with the drivers, because eventually you're gonna get that person that acknowledges, and then you'll see that the traffic will stop. You kind of have to commit. I'm not saying to step into traffic, but stand within the crosswalk. That's what we need to do anyway to issue a summons for someone not yielding, is you have to physically where it's safe, obviously, to do so inside that crosswalk, and make that eye contact, and usually that driver will engage and they'll stop. So.
And alternatively, don't hang out in the crosswalk having a conversation or walking your dog because people don't know what you're doing. So you have to be aware of where you're standing if you want to speak to people.
And at the end of the meeting, if there was questions.
Ryan, did you want to talk about the beach committee?
Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
So we held our first beach committee meeting this past Saturday. The committee is chaired by trustee Mulhern and myself, and joining us are 9 members from the village who have graciously volunteered their time. In the first meeting, we discussed setting forth the purpose of the committee and also the plan that we intend on putting together. So we talked about producing potentially an LWRP to help us with potential grant funding down the road, and most importantly, developing a strategic plan for the management of our coastlines on both the ocean and the bay side. So I just want to keep it very brief today. I won't go into the details, but they will be available. And we will, of course, be presenting everything to the Board of Trustees for approval prior to moving forward on any of these initiatives. And finally, I wanted to say thank you to all of those who volunteered for the committee. Both their time and expertise are invaluable to the village here. We really appreciate it. And I am excited about the committee itself and the future work we're going to be doing.
And just to let people know, LWRP stands for Local Waterfront Revitalization Plan, which is an acronym that the state has. Just, I don't think most people here were familiar with the acronym.
Yes.
I had to learn it too.
Good call, that's the note.
Okay.
Do you want to see if Gina, do you want to add anything to it?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think we had a lot of, I think as I repeated over the year, this is probably the most important issue to the village. It's the survival of the barrier beach on both bay and ocean. And the meeting was great. And Ryan was a great co-chair and everybody was enthusiastic. There's a lot of energy, a lot of good ideas, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be terrific.
Great, thank you. Actually, I had the fortune yesterday meeting with one of the colonels from the Army Corps of Engineers and also another senior person who it's great contact, except he's got 45 years and he's retiring in 60 days. But the colonel will be here for a while, and he basically, met with all the East End supervisors and some of the mayors on the East End and discussed the FIM project and their, plans to basically kind of replenish the beach over the next 30 years. Again, our village is a little bit of an anomaly compared to the rest of the Barrier Island. We were, our problems result from the groins being built, not necessarily Mother Nature. And also our beaches are not owned by our residents, they're owned by the state. So it's different from our situation, whereas I think the village of Quogue and East of Quogue is trying to get 110 separate easements signed by different landowners just to try to move forward with the project. And other people have been signing agreements with the Army Corps going forward, but that's something that we don't have to do, but we are going to be, meeting with them and discussing, our future replenishments and how they're going to be handling that for the village. So again, this is just the first conversation, but it happened to happen yesterday. It's topical, and I just wanted to share that. All right, now we can go into the resolutions.
Did you want to talk about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. I apologize. I jumped out of order because I was waiting for Ryan. I'm sorry. The other thing is, we think it's really important that people on the ocean do sand fencing, and Quogue makes it mandatory. And I think that's, I think a lot of people here have done it voluntarily, and it's been great, but not everybody is doing it, and I think it benefits the whole village, and it's a really very nominal cost per homeowner, and usually the fancy can last for about 3 to 4 years. So when you take that nominal cost and you divide it by 3 or 4 years, it's really a very small amount of money. So we're seriously considering making it also mandatory for people on the ocean in the dunes to be doing this. We would have to enact a law to do it. Again, this is something that people do in the fall, generally October, November. I strongly encourage people to do it voluntarily. But this is something we're looking at. So if anybody has any comments or feedback, they can send an email to me or Robin in the office, so they can call us and discuss it. Can't see why people would have an issue with it, but if they do have an issue or concern, and then again, myself or the committee that's formed will be more than happy to help people, know where to put the sand fencing or have somebody help them with the sand fencing so it's done correctly. So again, if you need help or assistance, we want to help you. We don't want to, make it hard, but we just want to make sure that everybody does it as in compliance.
Erwin, could I make a comment?
Of course.
So the sand fencing is particularly important this year because we just got repumped this winter. So when they repump, the particles of the sand don't stick together as well. That's why you have that quick migration from the groins to the westward direction. But that sand becomes airborne in the winter. So we want to capture as much of that sand as we possibly can, and sand fencing is the way to do that. We've also had a very good season if you just walk out for the beach grasses growing. I know it's a negative to have plover fencing because it inhibits your walk to the beach, but by walking around the grasses grow very well. So we've got a really nice double dune, a lot of grasses. If we get the sand fencing in, and I would like everybody, and we'll send out information on this, to use the Army Corps specification. It's a little different. It's a little bit more expensive, but it will hold up under the pressure of wave inundation. So anyways, it's a great idea. Everybody needs to do it. It's our wall against the sea, and super important. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
Catherine has a question. Do you want to wait on her question?
Well, I'd rather,
Okay.
is it
It's
specific?
related to the sand fencing.
Sure. I don't know.
So, Catherine, go ahead.
She's
Sorry, I
muted.
just put it in the chat just because I didn't want to interrupt. I was just saying, I agree, it's a wonderful idea, and I think everyone will adjust to it once they realize and really understand the importance of it. I was just curious if an estimate could be provided per linear foot for people so they have an idea what they're talking about. I understand you don't have quotes right now, but I think
No,
it
we
would
don't- we
be good
don't
to
have-
everybody to have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, people have always done it privately with different contractors, so I guess we can give them a rough estimate. I'm sure my esteemed colleagues in the audience probably have
I
a
think,
good idea with Harvey and Chad here that probably has some ideas of what it costs, but we'd be happy to, provide somebody a basic idea, and of course, it could be a plus or minus depending upon who they're using and the materials, but sure.
Understood.
It's not a
Yeah.
problem. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.
All right, so, Gary, you wanna?
Can I just quickly chime in there a little bit? So I
Sure.
did get 3 estimates for this last fall. And with the zigzagging, a 50-foot property is about $1,000. And that's using the proper Army Corps spec, which is a deeper wood pole that's a little bit wider, the right spacing on the snow fence with the right ties. And I got it bid by 3 different people with bulk buying, and it works out to about $1,000 after installation. But if you divide that by the 4 or 5 years, I think it's a really reasonable cost. That's what it basically takes to amateurize it and put another fence in.
and if anybody wants to look, Gina and I we live near each other, even though we're on the bay side, we actually put up the sand fencing and did it in zigzag, and we're around 850, 846 Dune Road, so you could, if anybody wants to look out there to see how it was done, we did it according to the specifications.
Okay. Okay,
Okay. Resolution approving each of the claim vouchers submitted for audit and approval by the Board of Trustees.
second. All those in favor?
Resolution waiving the reading and approving the minutes of July 7th, 2025 Board of Trustees meeting.
Hey everybody, it's me, Manu. I went to some kind of Oricon voluntary convention